we now get to see that Tariq is just as crazy when it comes to the drug game as his Paul. Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving unless you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on, baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no, I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. I'm here to discuss a new show with a new season, and this is Power Book 2, Season 2. This is all about Tariq St. Patrick. If y'all ain't watched the regular Power, then this video ain't for you. But if you haven't and you still want the tea, girl, this where you need to be, okay? So let's get started, girl. So just to kind of give you a brief recap of last season, girl, Tariq ended up killing his Paul. I mean, that was the season before last, but you know, I'm just give y'all the whole backstory. He ended up killing his Paul because his mom basically told him that that was what needed to be done, in my opinion. And now he's taking over, but he's in college. He can't get his trust fund until he finishes college because that's how Ghost had it set up. So, girl, Tariq ended up setting up work at the doggone college, girl. Matter of fact, he actually Nino Brown at the college, girl. He got all the work. But it turns out he's fumbling here and there and successing and all this stuff. So it's a whole lot of stuff going on with Tariq. The end of that season ended off with Drew, which is, and let me give y'all the backstory on Drew. So, okay, Tariq is doing a tutor or basically a advisor, educational advisor for this guy, Zeke. Zeke is a prominent basketball player that's dumb as a box of rocks, basically. And they assigned Tariq to be his tutor. So Tariq's supposed to be making sure basically he passed by doing all his work. And he ends up meeting Zeke's family, who happens to be played by Mary J. Blige, who's Monet. Kane, that's the dude who played I Don't Love Him. I Try to Tell Myself. Bobby Brown, girl, them. So, you know, they're basically a black mafia family, and she married to a Mexican girl. But, so they basically doing all that. She still got the work. The husband ain't never finished the work, ain't never stopped having work. So she's just basically doing outside what he was doing inside. Girl, look, they have a younger brother who was shot on the last episode, and, you know, this is where we picking up from. Bam. Okay, so we pick up from there. Apparently, I didn't mention, Tariq ended up killing his professor because his professor wanted to write a book about his life as a drug dealer and a drug dealer's son. Now, in my mind, he black. His name Jabari. You know he black. But I'm just like, what made you think in your mind that you was going to be able to write a whole book, a tell-all book, mind you, on true facts and be able to live to talk about it? Come on now, you just signed your death wish. Either way, Tariq got his cherry popped and just popped him upside the head with a pistol. And it was a permanent pop. Let's just go there. So, alright, let's get into it. So now we pick up where we left off. After Tariq done killed Professor, now he having nightmares. This is natural when it comes to psychological and mental health. You do something that's crazy like that, you're going to have nightmares. Even the worst people have these nightmares. This is normal. It's nothing new. But he ends up waking up and plugging in his burner phone because his mom, Tasha, has been shipped off to witness protection. Let me find out. She with the witness protection. But either way, she not about a witness protection, girl. And he's trying to get in touch with her because he misses mom. But he ends up getting up, and his little young sister, Yasmin, the one we only seen 5 times in 8 seasons, she ended up in the kitchen cooking and was about to burn the whole house down with a grease fire, girl. She up there trying to cook bacon and about to tear the whole house down. Reed get up and was just like, what the hell? He stopped her, put the fire out. The grandma, because now the young girl Yaz is staying with the grandma because the mama down there at the witness protection. She get up and was just like, what the hell you doing? You burning up my bacon. You know I like my bacon crispy, not burnt. And Reed was like, she only like 5. She ain't 5, but she young. He was just like, why would you have her in here cooking bacon and making breakfast? And she was like, girl, boy, your mama was doing that at her age. She just behind the power curve. Like, what are we doing? And I was just sitting here like, that's some old hood shit. Because you know when you from the hood, you start cooking at 4. Period, poo, right on top of the stove. That's how I go. So either way, she turned around and asked Reek, well, what the hell are you doing here? When you get in here? And Reek was like, wait, what? I spoke to you last night. I came in at like 8 o'clock, and she was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember. She didn't remember, girl. Grandma been drunk as hell the whole doggone night, and she don't even remember Reek spending the night, girl. It's just a lot. So he asked Yaz, his little sister, if she's been drinking, if the grandma been drinking, and Yaz was like, yeah, girl, she been on that bottle like a mug. And I'm just like, oh, Lord, is she in the wrong hands? You know, we got to do better by our children, people. We have to do better. So, okay, Mary's sitting in the house, and I'm going to say her character's name, because Mary J. Blige is who I'm referring to, but her character's name is Monet. Monet is sitting at the house, and she thinks she hears an intruder. Well, girl, she gets her gun and run downstairs, because she already on high alert and hot and ready, because, her son Drew, that's Kane's little brother, he done already got popped. Or whatever, so she's scared, but it turns out she pulled the gun out and it ain't nothing but her son Drew. And he in his feelings about some shit. And I don't blame him. If I'd have got shot, I'd have been feeling some type of way too. She basically said she feel bad that he got shot. But Drew was like, I don't feel that shit. Like, you on some bullshit. Kane go to see some drug dealers, and it's, what's the dude name? It's, what's his name? The one, who Ghost was dealing with, his son. The big time drug dealer. If y'all watch the show, y'all know who I'm talking about. I can't find it, but it's the big time drug dealer son, girl. So he done went to see him, Kane. Now this is Mary's son. That's Kane. He went to go see him about basically getting some work, and he ended up almost getting robbed. Well, all of them almost got robbed because some dudes pulled up on him and was just like, Tahada, that's his daddy name, Tahada. But some dudes pulled up on him and was just like, you gotta go, my bro, blah, blah, blah. Tahada's son ended up killing at least 2 out of 3 of them, and one of them was alive, and his homeboy was just like, nah, let him live. He not gonna do nothing. And I'm just like, what part of the game is that? You came to kill me, and you gonna say let these dudes live? And the fact that Tahada's son was even okay with looking at it, I was just like, what in the world is going on? I know you fucking lying to me. That ain't the hood I'm from. Everybody gotta go. Everybody got to go. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. That's where I'm from. I don't know about where y'all from, but apparently they let one of the dudes live, and I was just sitting there going, baby, this is some fictional shit if I ever heard it. So we move on, girl. All right. Attorney Davis, that's Method Man. That's my husband. That's my baby daddy. He don't know it yet, though. Method Man, whenever you divorce your wife, call me. Call me. When you need someone to talk to. So, let me stop, for real. But no, call me for real. So yeah, he's playing the attorney. But he's a private attorney. He actually represented Tasha in their case against the state, who's basically trying to say she was the queen pin and that she the one who popped Ghost. Girl, either way, she got off, but he got her in witness protection. But they were going against the state, and USA Sachs. Sachs is a person from Power, and I'm not about to go in the whole spiel. You got to go back and watch Power, but Sachs is going to Davis, and they both crooks, to be completely honest. It's just one black and one white. Davis is black, Sachs is white. But they both the same type of people. And they go down there, and I guess they're trying to work together of some sort. And Davis is trying to school him, was like, look, let me get you into private law. Because, see, you was doing that over there down there by the state. This here is private law. It's different over here. Let me put you some new clothes on, get you together. Because it's going down over here. We do what we want. So, the whole problem is, he gets a call from Reek, and Reek was like, yo, I got to get in touch with my mama. My sister over here by my grandma, she high, drunk, crazy as hell. I need to get in touch with my mama. And Davis, which was the black dude who represented his mom, was just like, look, that's not how this stuff works. If I put your mom in witness protection, I can't go back to the witness protection and say, go call your son. That defeats the whole purpose. But he was like, look, let me see what I can do. Or whatever. And I'm going to call you back. But he ended up talking to Sachs and was just like, look, Sachs, that's the white dude, the USA attorney, the one they was fighting against in the case. And he was like, look, let me get this boy mama address so I can get him to her. Look, I know it sounds odd and it's weird, but we trying to use him and we going to charge him for all of this stuff so we can get this money. Basically, Davis is making it seem like it's a money issue, but you know, Davis got a lot under his sleeve. Method Man. He's so fine. He can have everything up his sleeve when it comes to me. Hello? They go to Zeke practice. Zeke is the cousin who Reek is supposed to be tutoring. That's Reek. Y'all know who Reek is. If you don't know, I don't know why you're on this video. But so we get to Reek, and Reek is down there practicing because he trying to go back and forth if he want to go to the NBA or still stay in college. And in my mind, I'm just like, what's the debate? Like, what you mean? You could get hurt in college and don't have nothing. At least you get a couple of years. God forbid you get hurt down there in the NBA, child. You have something to work with. What are we talking about? Them athletes don't be knowing nothing about no college. They don't even be using that college for real, for the most part. And I'm saying that objectively because my daughter is in college and she's an athlete. But she's smart though. That's different. It's a whole nother story. That's different. Anyway, so he's trying to figure out what the hell he want to do. Now we get down to the next, no, I'm sorry, before we go on to that, he also discussed that he was on academic suspension, and that's probably because Rick was out here pushing that weight. I'm pushing work, 9/11, or whatever Rick Ross be saying. Rick ain't had time to do no papers, baby. He been out here pushing work. But he said he was on academic probation, but he's just ready to go to the league at this point. Come on now, what we talking about? Now, Rick's friend, Braden invited him to his family trip. He was just like, look, I'm rich, I'm white. My family all want to talk about rich and white shit. Can you come down to my family trip? And Rick was just like, nigga, I'm out here selling drugs. What you mean? Like, do I have time to be outside playing with you and your family? Like, what are you talking about? Like, make this type of stuff make sense. But he ended up being like, man, come on, man, pull up. You know, my people be tripping or whatever. And Rick was like, man, I'm going to holler at you. I'm going to let you know. Just give me a little time. So they get in the class. Now, this is where I appreciate Light Skin Keisha. I met Light Skin Keisha on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Didn't know nothing about her before. But what I did appreciate, I didn't even like her on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But she's a really good actress. I know she has very small speaking roles and she has a very small part. But she does a very good job. So like Light Skin Keisha plays the character of the hood girl who's just extremely intelligent and got I would say the scholarship to the Ivy League school. So she's still hood. She in the class talking about, boy, what is you talking about? Like, whatever. But she can hang with the best of them academically. I love it. I'm here for it because it shows that people in impoverished areas, i.e. the hood, can still make it out. You don't have to be a product of your environment, if it makes sense. So now Light Skin Keisha and then they talking about, inclusion or something like that. I don't know. They talking about predetermined will. That's what they talking about. So Light Skin Keisha said she heard that Tasha got released and she want to meet her. She's just in there talking or whatever. And the professor comes in. That's the light skinned chick who was screwing Jabari, who done got popped on the last season. But now Jabari can't show up. She done left messages on his phone. Jabari ain't nowhere to be found. But girl, quiet as it's kept and loud as it's heard. Jabari dead in a doornail. So keep calling, sis. It's falling on death, not death. Death is. That's a bad pun, but it's a show, so it's cool. I don't feel no type of karma coming back. So she gets in there to teach the class, and they talking about predetermined will and all this stuff. She couldn't find them, so she was like, let me go down there and teach the class. So she gives this assignment, and the assignment is free will and illusion. The students are back discussing willpower, and Monet and their daughter ended up going on this shopping spree. But see, Monet, that's Mary. Monet is a hood chick who got a lot of street cred and street intelligence. So she figured, look, let's go shopping, buy a whole bunch of BS, and let's go down to where to work at, put it in the shopping bag, put it inside of the car where all the other shopping items are, and if we get caught, we good. Because they ain't gonna know what bag to look in. It's 1,000,001 bags, because you know Monet them got that money. And I was just like, oh, that's smart. I mean, I don't sell no drugs, but if I did, and I had money to go on this elaborate shopping spree just to sell and hide my work, I would definitely do that. But I ain't got no money. I'm broke. Can somebody out there loan me $50? Please and thank you. Because I need it. Anyway, let's move on. Reek is back in the class arguing free will with his little partners or whatever. The little white boy told Light Skin Keisha something about whatever sis, about predetermined will and all that stuff. And she was like, call me sis again. And I felt that. Because see, I want to ask him to call it to me again. He'd have felt it the first time he called. Hello. But let's move on. Councilman Tate. Councilman Tate and his real life brother. That's Lorenz Tate for all y'all who don't know. Lorenz Tate is aging backwards. I follow him on all platforms. He is literally looking younger as the days go by. Shout out to Lorenz Tate, but he plays Councilman Tate, who was actually going for governor with Ghost. Because Ghost was going to run for governor too. But yeah, so he's going for governor, and he's down on his luck because, baby, Councilman Tate lost that race like a dog. Indeed. So now he's in there in his brother's house, tired, depressed, and through. And his brother came downstairs and was like, bro, you got to get the hell up out of here, bro. You just laid up, house all dirty, it stank. You got to get the hell up out of here. And he was just like, I know you're depressed about this shit, but you got to pull yourself up out of bootstraps. What we not about to do is have you sitting up here making a whole debacle and a mess because you ain't your feelings. Like, suck it up, Buttercup, is basically what his brother was saying. And this is his real life brother. I've always thought his brother was cute because I like you know me. I like me a little mild, ugly dude. I don't like him too cute like Lorenz. They need to be mildly ugly. So the fact that he had his biological brother and they so are far on the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to attractiveness, according to society, I thought that was cute. And, you know, keep the family in the family. You know, keep the business in the business. I'm with that. So Drew tries to write, Drew, that's the brother. He's trying to write down something, but his arm is already done got shot up. He can't do nothing. He get frustrated. And I'm just like, Drew, why? Sit your ass down. Drew brother said Reek got to pledge Kappa to look at the photos. So, okay, they get down to the trip. Drew's brother and whole family is there. Reek is the only black person there amongst a sea of white people. A sea of rich white people. That's the difference, right? So they started looking at this photo album of like past whatever. Drew's brother, not Drew, Braden's brother, ends up snatching the photo album out of his hand, out of Tariq's hand, and was just like, he got to pledge Kappa for this. But that was code word for he ain't white. So he can't look at our family business. That's how I took it. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody said. So Braden's family comes by, and Braden's family wants to talk to him and find out who he is. And he basically says, look, I am James St. Patrick's son. And it was just like, oh, I know him. Because, you know, when you start getting into politics, the whites and the blacks mix. That's when the race stuff go out the window. And it's really all about status. You understand? You understand? So when he told them who his pa was, they was just like, oh, that's crazy. That was my nigga. Like, that was my nerd. My pocket full of herb. My nigga. My nerd. My pocket full of herb. They was just like, man, that's crazy. I knew your pa. Man, I was just fucking with your daddy. Basically. Or at least that's how I took it. So they was like, oh, man, I didn't know that was your daddy or whatever. And Tariq was like, yeah, that's my pa. Like, what you mean? Like, nigga, I'm outside. What is you talking about? You feel me? So they goes on to say that he was murdered unjustly, and they heard about the rumors, and it's all freaked up and all this nonsense and whatnot. And, you know, Reek gets into a little small debate with them about legal versus illegal drugs. So they're basically saying that illegal drugs are this, that, and the third. It kills all these people, yada, yada, yada. And Reek was just like, well, what about legal drugs? You know, the ones that Big Pharma push? Ooh. Girl, the word on the curb is, and this is just me paraphrasing, but he was just like, legal drugs make more than illegal drugs. So how the hell is we talking about illegal drugs when Big Pharma is making all the money? Matter of fact, how much did you make off of Big Pharma? Girl, the dude was like, yeah, choke. I like that 50 threw that in there. Because, you know, these people making money. I was about to say something worse. But these people making a lot of money legally that will charge you for something the same way illegally. Y'all better get on y'all stuff. I'm just telling y'all what I know. The cops show up on the crime scene for Jabari because they just found out Jabari was dead and found his body, girl. They found evidence, but they don't want to let the press know that they found evidence. They want to keep it quiet so that they can conduct their investigation. And they found out once they pulled his ID that it was actually Professor Jabari from Stanfield. So it was like, oh shit. And the cop was just like, man, he was helping us figure out a case. And now he dead. And it was just like, duh. Like, that's what happened to snitches, right? At least that's what the streets say. Snitches get stitches. In this instance, he got more than stitches. He got ditches. It is what it is. It's a show, so I don't feel bad for, you know, being all negative or whatever. Councilman Tate show up to somebody else's house, I can't remember his name, to talk about Governor Sweeney. Basically, he said, Governor Sweeney out of touch, baby. We need to get him up out of there. He old, tired, and through. We got to get him up out of there. And the man was just like, man, look, ain't nobody about to go against Governor Sweeney. You fighting an uphill battle. Like, what is you talking about, my bro? He was just like, you might as well just let it ride. Like, and so Councilman Tate was like, well, if I find you some evidence that he ain't worth a dime, is you going to let me come around here and, you know, show you that he ain't? And he was just like, you better find something good. Bop, close the door. We ain't got time to be talking about all that. So the female professor, I don't remember her name. Forgive me. But she basically is the one who's sleeping with all the children. She sleep with everybody. She had info quiet as kept. No, loud as her, because she said it. She had info. So she's sleeping with Zeke. She ends up getting a call from this detective that she used to mess with or deal with or like or whatever. And he was just like, oh, hey, we should go out. She was like, okay, girl. Okay, boo, let's go out. I'm going to call you, whatever. So she called her homegirl. Was like, yeah, girl, I'm on my way to meet with Kevin. He's a white man. And he got money. And he a detective. And, you know, we had something going on back in the day. But, you know, we about to get back on track. It's all Gucci. It's all good. You know, I'm about to marry me a white man and leave. You know, because that's how I go. You know, that's how women be. Girl, come to find out, he over there to bring her to go identify Jabari's body. She come in, oh my God, it's Jabari, I'm so sorry. He was like, well, why you sorry? You did something? And she was like, hell no, I ain't do nothing. I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry he had to go through that. Like, what you mean? And he was just like, you need to help us with the case. And she was like, I know you fucking lying. Call my lawyers. Period, poo. Now, I ain't got no lawyers. But if I did have some, every time somebody told me something crazy, I said, call my lawyers. You cut me off in traffic. Call my lawyers. But I ain't got no lawyers, so I can't say that. Let's move on. Brayden is over there complaining about the rich white folks, child. He said that my dad and them think I want to be them, and they trying to make me a mini me, and whoop-de-whoop and yada yada. You know, rich white folks problem. And you know, in this case, Reek is rich black, but he ain't rich white. See, that's different. It's close, but it ain't the same. So Reek kind of could identify, but he's just like, man, look, you talking about little stuff. Like, bro, we got real shit going on over here. I'm out here popping niggas. Like, what you talking about? Like, what are we doing? Like, why is we talking about this? This is where basically where Reek was. And I was with Reek, but I wasn't really with Reek because I ain't got money like Reek. So I was really on both of them. Like, y'all some old... I ain't gonna say it. But let's move on. He says, this is why I sell product with you, because my dad wants me to be something, and, you know, I'm not trying to do that. He was like, I hope you're not thinking about getting out, because I'm really trying to do this long term. So all of a sudden, an alert goes out to everybody. I guess they airdropped it. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know. But I guess they airdropped it that Professor Jabari got popped. So now everybody like, oh my God, oh my God. And his homeboy was just like, Brayden was just like, Reek, you heard Professor Jabari got popped? And Reek was just like, nah, I ain't heard nothing about that. Whole time he done did the whole murder, girl. I know you lying. You just like your Paul. Lauren is the girl Lauren is the girl from school who likes Tariq, and Tariq likes her. But, you know, they don't really deal. She showed up to Reek and was just like, you heard about the Professor Jabari? He was like, man, yeah, I heard that. And she was like, well, you sure don't seem upset. He was just like, man, you know all the people I done lost? My daddy, my sister, my uncles, my aunties, my cousins, man. You think I got tears for this man? Is you crazy? And she was like, you know what? I ain't even think about it like that. And he was just like, yeah, man, respect my mind. Stop playing on my head top like that. You think I don't even know this nigga like that. For real, for real. Like, why I'm gonna be crying over here? And she was like, you know what? You're right. My bad. But anyway, he gets a text from Kane because he got to go, girl. He showed up by Kane. Kane is paranoid. Kane was just like, look, because Kane was there when they shot Professor Jabari. And Kane was just like, look, if this shit roll back on me, it's going to be a problem. And Reek was just like, bro, why is you tripping? I told you I got you. We good. Like, what's the big deal? And Kane was just like, the big deal is I ain't trying to go down for this. And if Monet find out, that's his mom. That's Kane. That's his mom. If Monet find out, we all dead. And Reek was just like, she ain't going to find out. What's the problem? Like, chill out, bro. Go sit down and have a coffee. Have a Snickers. Do something, but just go sit down. Reek goes back to Brayden and tell Brayden use his white privilege. So they trying to get the weight out the way. And basically Reek just put it in the trunk. Reek was just like, look, Brayden, drive down the street, don't speed, you good. And Brayden was like, well, you know, white people get pulled over too. And then Reek was just like, bro, you got white privilege. Even if you get pulled over, all you got to do is show your license and your white privilege, period. And you're going to be good. So Brayden was like, you know what, you're right. I didn't even think about it. So he ends up getting in the car and move on down the road, girl. We move on. Kane gets the opportunity to kill the dude who robbed them in the beginning of the episode. So, okay. They deliver the dude to Kane. And Kane was just like, y'all think I'm some type of charity case, my dude? Like, nah, bro. I ain't even doing all that. I'm going to uncuff him and we going to square up. And I ain't gonna lie, at first dude was getting the best of Kane. But Kane ended up popping his little chest. His little neck. twisting it. He ended up dying. And Kane told him, bro, I don't know who y'all used to dealing with, but I'm outside. Like, I'm really out here like that. What is you talking about? And the dude was just like, you know what? You right, bro. I ain't even think about it like that. But you know what? Since you done showed me you outside, I'm gonna let you live, bro. Cause I thought you was gonna be on some old bitch ass shit. You know what I mean? But since you showed me you outside, I'm gonna let you live. And then Kane was just like, that's what I thought, man. Stop playing on my head top. Like I'm out here on some fugazi type of shit. Like, come on, man. I'm outside. I've been outside. I've been jumped off the porch in my little boosted voice. But that's basically what he was saying. Kane ended up walking around, I guess, in the back, and he ended up stumbling upon some work. So he found out some work that he wasn't supposed to find out about. Tahadi, whatever the dude named son, he pulled up on him and was just like, oh, you got to go, I got to kill you now. And Kane was just like, bruh, all this stuff I just did, you about to pop me behind finding some work? And he was just like, yeah, bro, I don't know you like that. And he was like, look, give me a chance. Let me show you who I am, because apparently what I did just now wasn't enough. Let me show you who I am so you can figure this out, bro. Because what we not about to do is you keep pulling guns out on me and whatnot. And Tahadi, whatever his name, the son was just like, all right, bro, I'm going to give you a chance. But keep playing with me and I'm on your ass. And Kane was just like, bro, you ain't even got to worry about that, bro. We good. We outside. What you talking about? Girl, they get down to the deer hunting. Reek is down there deer hunting with the white folks. Now, first of all, I ain't gonna lie, this is no shade, no tea, and I'm not racist, but I am not going nowhere with a bunch of white folks and guns. Hell, I'm not going nowhere with a bunch of white folks in the woods, in the wilderness without guns. When has that ever worked out? Drop down in the comments and let me know. I'm not being shady, I'm just saying what it is. So anyway, he out there, they waiting on the deer. They finally found one. Somebody shot the deer. And then Reek go out to get the deer, girl. They done shot some, almost popped Reek upside the head with a gun. They come up on him, I guess it was Brayden dad. It was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you. We gonna let you get the kill shot. Brayden was just like, man, y'all on some bullshit. Shot the deer, was just like, man, I'm out. Reek was just like, you know what? Y'all got me fucked up. Because, Reek was having a flashback. He saw his paw on the ground because, he killed his paw. He saw Jabari on the ground because he popped Jabari. He was just having flashbacks. And in his mind, he was just like, man, I'll pop all y'all. But I know I go to jail, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to just go back to my hole. But either way, Reek was like, I'm out this bitch. And I don't blame Reek. Because, you can't trust these white folks with guns in the wilderness. This is no shade, no tea. Lord knows I am not being racist, but this is facts. Debate your mom, bitch. I'm not even going through all that. Alright. So we move on. Monet finds a plan for them to get up out the drug game. Basically, she's telling her son and her daughter that, look, all Zeke got to do is go pro. You could be the manager. I could be this. You could be that. Yada, yada, yada. And Drew, which is the son, was like, so you trying to say we about to work for Zeke now? And she was like, first of all, that's family. Number one. And number two, no, we just trying to get up out the game. Like, that's what we going to play like we doing. And Drew ain't feeling it. Drew was just like, man, mama on some bullshit, basically. Like, I ain't feeling it. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like she on some bullshit. But she basically trying to get Zeke to go pro. Councilman Tate come home. Councilman Tate, brother come home, I'm sorry. And he has a new attitude. He's got a new attitude. Because he done got his confidence back, done cleaned up the house, found him a new place. And was like, brother, I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm well out of here in my Messy Maya voice. So either way, child, he down there saying he about to get the hell up out of there. And I don't blame him. Go ahead and be a man. Just be a man about it. So he's getting ready to get up out of there and told his brother he got a new apartment and a new plan. But he asked his brother, he was like, look, I need you to do me a favor. Look into the police database and get me all the information on Councilman or Governor Sweeney, whoever he is. And the brother was like, bro, I can't do all that for you, bro. And he was just like, bro, you need to do all that for me, period. You need to do that or I'm staying forever. I don't know if they agreed or not, but we move on to the next thing. Attorney Davis, which is Method Man, that's my baby daddy. He go to see his little partner in jail, and it turns out it's Redman in real life, but in another character. And he go tell his partner, look, bro, I know you've been held down a long time, but I'm working on something to get you out. And his partner was just like, man, you on some bullshit. And he was like, no, for real, I'm about to get you out, like on some real shit. Like, I'm about to get you out. And he was like, how? He was like, I'm going to use a white boy. Sex. I'm going to tell sex. I'm using him, making him think it's about one thing, but I'm really trying to get you out. And so the Redman was just like, oh man, that's love. love. Like, that's what's up. Shout out to you. Or whatever. And he was just like, I got you, bro. I know you've been down here for 50 years, but you won't see 55. Maybe 53. But not 55. I'm in the works. So he like, that's what's up. Monet at home and she hears something again. Girl, Monet been paranoid the whole goddamn time. But it's Kane at the door. She done came to the door, guns blazing and ready to go. And it's her son. Kane was just like, Mom, I want to talk to you. And she was just like, not. She ended up closing the door on Kane. Kane was like, Mom, you really about to close the door on me? And she was just like, shut the door. Kane ends up walking away, and it turns out Tahada's son is in a car watching him and surveilling him. Listen, what the hell is going on? Rick ended up checking his phone to see if his mom called again, but he get an unknown call, and it turns out it's the detective trying to figure out what the hell happened to Professor Jabari. They traced the phone back to Stanfield. They don't know who and where, but they know it's on campus. Listen, I'm mad I didn't get to review this prior, but now that I'm here and I'm reviewing shows, this is one that I will be reviewing. I love Power. I love Ghost. I love all the spinoffs. I'm here for it. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. I think it was great. 50 is known for having good ass episodes and then taking 4-week breaks in the middle of the season. So 50, if you listening to this, and I know you probably not, but if you happen to get in the earshot of this, don't try that shit this season. Don't you try it. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later. Bye.